Andrew, we're here at DevOps Days Raleigh. It's good to see you.
Likewise, nice to see you again.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe a year or two?
About a year and a half.
I'm thinking, okay.
So I think we're due for another reunion later this year.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. I agree. Maybe October?
Yeah.
Maybe back in Raleigh?
Yeah, maybe
perhaps.
back here. Exactly.
So tell us about you. I know a little bit about you. You do a wonderful job. You've been a speaker for us. You did a great job. Great feedback, wonderful feedback, extremely positive. But tell us about you.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Andrew. I'm a developer advocate, and I work at Mattermost, but I kind of have a non-traditional tech background. Before I joined technology, I actually was working in education. So after I graduated from college, I taught in Japan. I taught English there for 2 years, so I had like a foreign experience, didn't know any of the language, and had never even been in a classroom before. So just throwing myself in the deep end and just having like a really out there experience. And that was like a really amazing opportunity for me because I realized how much I love teaching and empowering people to just get better at things that they're really passionate about. So when I came back and I worked in education here in the States, like private ed for a little while, I realized that like I was spending all my time teaching my coworkers how to get more out of technology. And our whole company, I worked at an education company during COVID. We had the transition, digital transformation overnight, right? And I was leading the helm. And I realized that I really am passionate about kind of bringing those technical topics to an audience and making it really digestible for folks who don't think about that every day.
Right.
And then so I transitioned into doing developer relations. Like I said, I work at Mattermost, which is a collaboration software. So it's things like chat and workflows. So I get to help people get more out of the work they do every day, and I love it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So you're delivering a talk here.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the talk. Maybe include a few pull quotes, journalistically speaking,
Okay.
What are the highlights? What should people know about? Obviously, people watching this or listening to this are not here. I don't think they're not going to be able to attend the talk. But why is it important? Why should people be interested?
Yeah, so my talk here, it's surprisingly going to be about AI because, most people are talking about these days, and I'm talking about it through the lens of chat itself. So my talk is about chat ops, which is something that we don't really think about every day, but it's about how the words you use and the tools you communicate with are actually things very similar to DevOps and other types of workflows that we do all the time in a tech space. And how does AI change that? And so really it's about opening your eyes to the idea that so far, people have been doing a single-player AI experience. You go to ChatGPT and you type in your question, you have a long conversation with it. But we're entering a world where you're going to be in a multi-user AI-powered environment where you have multiple people in a shared channel or conversation, and an AI is there as well. So how do you create a context that all of you can use together to do your jobs most effectively? And what role does the AI really play? So it's really about opening your eyes to that new kind of way of working and doing so in a way that helps humans do their job better. It's a very human-centric talk at the end.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Hey, this is Todd with All Things Open. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. We've got a lot of new content coming we think you're going to be interested in. One final favor, be sure to go to allthingsopen.org, allthingsopen.org to see everything that we do. Back to the video. Generally speaking in DevOps, what should people be aware of? What should people be monitoring? What's trending? Obviously, you're speaking on AI, chat ops, so I would say that would be at the top of your list.
Yeah, so other things very related to that are automation. I think that this upcoming year is the year of automation because we're, like I said, we're kind of entering a new realm of technology and understanding the bounds of where we can take it. And a fascinating thing about that is that there's things today that you can automate that would have been unthinkable like even 6 months ago. And so it's about revisiting those conversations and thinking, what can I do to make this simpler for me? A really great Medium article that I read a few months ago, I unfortunately don't remember the author, but it really set the tone for me perfectly. And it said, there's thinking and then there's thunking. There's the stuff that you spend all your day as a human doing that's deep to your meaning, deep to your core. It could be your ethics, your morals, like your aspirations and your dreams. And then there's the thunking work that you do. And that's, making summaries and lists and recaps and notes and scheduling. And how can we use this new tool to automate away the thunking so you can focus more on the thinking?
Ooh, super interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is maybe one piece of advice or a best practice or something that would deliver value to the people listening or our community in general?
Oh, yeah. So
Maybe something that saves time or is a shortcut or who knows?
I mean, there's lots of ways and shortcuts you can do now, but I really think it's about changing expectations about tools and environments that we put ourselves in every day.
Mm-hmm.
As someone from a non-traditional tech background, it was very difficult for me to break into the space and to build those connections and find roles. It took me honestly about over a year to even understand that developer advocacy was a thing, and then I was like, wait. People get paid to do that? Sign me up. I'm doing that all the time for free online anyways. And the biggest vehicle for that and the biggest tip I can give for someone who maybe is in that same scenario is that GitHub is a social media network. Wow. People don't think about it that way, but GitHub is like Twitter. It's like That's anything else you might use. It is a social media network. You can go to projects, and those projects have contributors and maintainers. You go into those issues, and you see the same faces pop up again. And if you join those conversations and you network with folks that are making a real impact on software that you love, they listen. And now that I'm on the other side of that table, and I work in community, I work in DevRel, and I'm sure you can very much relate to this idea of when you see a new face pop up in threads or in conversations or inject themselves into the conversation, they might think oh, why would they pay attention to me? I'm just one person of a million. I'm just kind of here doing whatever. But on our side of the table, that's gold. We just struck gold. There's a new voice. There's a new person in our community. And so I would definitely challenge folks that maybe are in that position to not be discouraged and flip the script. They want you to be there, and you can go out and seek them and find those resources.
That's so good. So good. Where can people find you?
You can find me on GitHub,
of
the
course.
premier social media network. I'm also on LinkedIn. That's probably one of the best places to find me these days.
Yeah.
I'm also on Blue Sky, emerging social media network.
Yes.
It's open protocol.
We've heard of it.
Yeah. People have been talking about it.
Yes, they have.
So those are probably the best places to find me these days.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by to talk to us. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you a little later this year in October at All Things Open.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care.